So I finally got to go see the Mario movie, and I gotta say, it was actually really good. It may not have been perfect or like an absolute masterpiece or anything, but I definitely feel like the movie was really good for what it was trying to be. I'll be completely honest. When I first heard that Illuminations was going to be the ones making this movie, I immediately was very concerned. I immediately was thinking this movie was going to be an utter dumpster fire, just due to the fact that Illuminations for the past few years hasn't had the best track record with the quality of movies they've made. However, when the first trailer was dropped and I saw it, my tune immediately changed. I saw it and thought, wow, this actually looks really good. It looks really well animated. Everything just, looks really good, and it was great, and I immediately started to get my hopes up again. Seeing the world of Mario on the big screen was honestly a magical experience, something I never thought I'd be able to see because, I never thought that Nintendo would go through and make a movie about Mario. And I definitely will say, the animation was really great. Everything looked amazing. All the attention to detail, just phenomenal. Top notch. The premise of this movie is pretty simple. Bowser wants to take over the world and marry Peach, and then Mario stops him, Pretty simple. Exactly what you expect out of Mario, unless you're playing Super Paper Mario. In that case, I guess you might want to expect more, but this ain't that. This is just a Mario movie, okay? Now, a lot of people complain about the pacing of this movie, which, yes, I'll get into in a little bit. However, I want to cover some other stuff first, such as the characters. Up first, we have Mario, the main character, the main man. Yeah, that Mario. He's played by Chris Pratt in this film, and I gotta say, I think Chris Pratt did a pretty good job as Mario. When it was first revealed Chris Pratt was going to be playing Mario, a lot of people were skeptical, and I'd be lying if I wasn't one of those people. However, overall, he did a pretty good job, so yeah.
So throughout the movie, Mario is constantly told over and over again that he's a joke and that he won't succeed at what he tries to do. Because when he tries to start, the little business with his brother, everybody thinks that it was a stupid decision. Like, his family thinks that he should have just kept their day jobs. Their old boss even tells them that, it was stupid to leave his business and that they're just not gonna make it. But despite that, he doesn't give up. He's just, determined to see everything through, and really the only person who actually believes in him is his brother, which is kind of what his whole drive throughout the movie, because, he's trying to save his brother in the end from Bowser and all that, so Mario definitely does have a pretty good character arc where it comes to not giving up, and that's pretty cool. He's also hilarious in this movie.
I will say, I do like the running gag about how he hated mushrooms and he had to keep eating them. That was pretty funny. So yeah, Mario was a pretty good character. I mean, it's Mario. You can't really go too wrong with him. Next up, let's talk about Luigi. I definitely gotta say, they did Luigi dirty in this movie. Like, my gosh. He barely appears in the film. Like, for the majority of it, he's just captured by Bowser and doesn't really do anything, which really sucks, because Luigi is literally a fan favorite Mario character, and they just barely utilized him, which I find really strange. But in the scenes that he was in, he freaking killed it. He was amazing. Luigi's just such a joy to watch, and it's, he's just one of the best Mario characters to begin with, so yeah. Toad was probably my third favorite character in the movie. He was hilarious. It's really funny to actually see a Toad who isn't a complete, scaredy cat about anything. He just runs into the face of danger with no care in the world. He was hilarious. Also, that scene with him in the monster truck in the Mario Kart track was hilarious. I seriously got so many SMG4 vibes from that. Also, speaking of Toads, what the heck is it with this Toad with glasses? Why don't you have Toadsworth in this movie? Seriously, why does Nintendo hate Toadsworth now? Bring back Toadsworth, you cowards! Okay, I'm getting way too worked up over this. Next up is Donkey Kong. I don't really have too much to say about Donkey Kong. I mean, he was a good character. I mean, I feel like he could have been better, though. Throughout the movie, they had that whole arc about him wanting to just, impress his dad, which, him and Mario kind of, shared the same ideology along with that. And it seemed like they were going somewhere with it, but they never really did. So, I don't know. I kind of feel like they could have had that, story arc go a bit deeper, but they just didn't. But hey, it's a Mario movie. I'm not expecting, too much story to begin with. So, yeah, Donkey Kong was good. He was pretty funny. Then there's Peach. For once, Peach is actually a good character. Generally, I don't really like Peach too much as a character. I mean, in the games, she's pretty basic. It's pretty much, she gets kidnapped by a turtle, you have to save her. I mean, not really much to her. However, in the RPG games, she's a joy because, she's written hilariously. She is an absolute badass. And I definitely feel they translated that over very well to the movie. She is so awesome. I do like how they tried to explain how her, a human, became the princess of a bunch of mushroom people. They tried to explain that in the, campfire scene, which I kind of found really cool. And I'm really glad they wrote her to have personality like she had in the RPG games. Let's be real, we haven't seen that for a long time, ever since, the old RPG Mario games, so great to see that here. And then there's Kamek. Kamek is one of my favorite Nintendo villains. Yeah, I know, that's probably something people probably haven't heard often, but yeah, I love Kamek in the games. And I gotta say, Kamek was really good in this movie as well. Him and Bowser had so many funny scenes, especially the practice proposal. I mean, when I went and saw this movie, halfway through, the practice proposal, I knew immediately, that it was gonna be Kamek dressed up as Peach, because, I played Mario Wii and Dream Team, so I immediately knew it was gonna be him, but I still found it absolutely hilarious. Seriously, Bowser and Kamek just are, the perfect duo. I love all the scenes that they're in, they're just amazing. Speaking of Bowser, let's talk about him. Yeah. He's the best character in the movie, by far, no doubt about it. Even before the movie came out, everybody knew that Bowser was gonna be the best character. I mean, when you have Jack Black playing Bowser, you know it's gonna be awesome. I feel they captured Bowser's personality perfectly. On one hand, he can be absolutely menacing and a very big threat, and just, scary as hell. However, on the other hand, he's a complete pushover, which is perfect. That's exactly how Bowser's supposed to be. That's why he's so amazing, and I think they captured him perfectly in this movie. Best scene in the movie by far was the piano scene with Bowser. Let's be real, everybody loves that song. Go see the movie just for that scene alone. That's the best part of the movie. And even then, all of his other scenes, he absolutely kills it in. He's hilarious. At the wedding, he's wearing the tux he wore in Mario Odyssey. That's such a cool little reference. Speaking of references, boy, are there a lot of them. If you're a Nintendo fan of any kind, you are gonna notice so many Nintendo references throughout this movie. Heck, 10 minutes in, you have the Charles Martinet cameo we heard about, and he's literally playing an arcade cabinet that says Jumpman on it. There was also Mario playing Kid Icarus, which, let's be real, I thought Nintendo completely forgot about that franchise. And that's just a few of them. There are plenty more hidden out throughout the movie, which I'm pretty sure would make rewatching a lot of fun. That's one thing I will definitely give this movie. It definitely is a giant love letter to gamers in general, which is great. Now, this movie does have some things I don't like about it, which I guess I should get into now. First off, we have the pacing, like I mentioned earlier. I'm not the only person who thinks that the pacing of this movie was bad. I've seen plenty of reviews say the exact same thing I'm about to say, maybe minus the first half, I guess. Now, at the beginning of the movie, where, they're all in Brooklyn, and, you see Mario and Luigi in their plumbing business, I thought was cool. However, I feel it kind of went on a little too long. Because, like, the part when they were doing their first plumbing job, I mean, yeah, sure, it was funny, but I was just kind of sitting there thinking, when are we gonna get to all the, actual Mario stuff? However, when Mario finally gets to the Mushroom Kingdom, the opposite kind of happens. The movie moves a bit too quick. It kind of seems like they're just jumping from scene to scene, just going through the motions, and not really taking any time to build any, premise or anything. They kind of just seem like they're rushing through the motions, which, kind of is unfortunate. I mean, for instance, there's the scene by the campfire where, they kind of go into how Peach got to the Mushroom Kingdom, and, became the princess, which I do like how they try to explain that. Well, it's funny, because she basically just says, yeah, I arrived one day, and then they made me princess, and then that was pretty much it for that scene. We didn't really get anything else out of it, which kind of felt a little weird. And then the other complaint I have is the licensed music. Now, honestly, this isn't really that big of a deal. This is just a personal pet peeve I had. This movie was full of, remix versions of music from Mario and just other Nintendo stuff, which was really cool to see. So it's kind of out of place how they had 3 licensed songs scattered throughout the movie. And I'll be real, they just don't fit in at all where they were put. Like, for instance, when they're going through, the Donkey Kong Kingdom, the song that was playing was called Take On Me. That does not fit in at all with that scene. I have no idea why they decided that was something they needed to put in there. I just found it really weird. Honestly, I kind of feel like that it was more Illumination's call to have the licensed songs in rather than Nintendo's, but nah, I don't really have any proof to back that. My final complaint is probably just Mario and Bowser in general. They don't meet until the very end of the film, which kind of is a bit strange. I mean, granted, Mario hears about Bowser from Peach, and Kamek tells Bowser about Mario and how he could be a threat, but they don't actually meet until the end of the movie, which kind of makes the final battle not feel as impactful as it could have been. Then again, these are all just very small problems I have. Honestly, most of them are just me problems. The movie was honestly amazing overall. I definitely recommend you go see this movie if you haven't already, especially if you are a Mario fan. It's really good. I'd probably give this movie an 8 out of 10 overall. I think what they were trying to do, make a movie adaptation of a video game, I feel they did that very well. Yeah, I mean, if you actually care about my opinion, yeah, I recommend you go see it. Anyway, that's gonna do it for now. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and consider subscribing. We're getting closer and closer to 500 subs. It would be really great if we could hit that very soon, so please help me achieve that goal. It wouldn't be possible without you guys. And, stay tuned for more videos on my channel. I got some more coming out soon, and yeah, that about does it. I'll see you guys later. Have a great day.